Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Wyco Resiliency. I'm your host, as always, the Wyco Nomad. It is New Year's Eve, the end of 2023, heading into shit show 2024. And that's right. I honestly think it is going to be a shit show. That's right. Full throttle. You can be a sponsor of the show at any time. So I'm being fueled by caffeine right now. There we go. So, what are some of the best ways that you can start off 2024 as being your preparedness year? Yes. Everybody's doing this right now. Why not? Let's talk about it. What's your New Year's resolutions? Yeah, I don't do New Year's resolutions. I stopped doing that years ago. I set goals. I set short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals leading into the year. And I don't set them up the night of. My goals that I've done were set up probably about a month ago of what I want to accomplish in 2024. And it's not just in self-reliance, it's not in preparedness, it is in all aspects of my life. I've always struggled with organization, so I have found tools to better organize my thoughts, my plans, and stuff like that. So I've been using a new program that goes across all my platforms, which is absolutely wonderful. I love it. That's not what we're talking about. So, your goals into preparedness. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. The countdown's begun. It began a couple years ago. I have actually always said, I've always stood by the concept that, shit ain't gonna happen bad in 2023. We're gonna have bad shit. Not 2024. I think we're going to see some really, really big change between 2024 and 2026. That's always been my feeling. So we still have time. We're not worried. We're concerned. So where can you start? Well, the first thing you can always start with is food, water, medical. But the guns. Yes, guns too. Let's talk about the guns as well, because that seems to really get clicks. Most people could care less about being able to plug a hole. They want to make holes, which really shows just a really interesting. I'm planning on getting a lot of gunfights. Cool. Epic loot drop. That's a piss poor plan, and I stand by that. So many preppers are always showing, they're running around, and while they're talking, they're showing themselves on the field. Look at me. I'm ready. I'm LARPing. I'm ready to go. I got my nods. I got my plate carrier. Cool. You're really planning on getting into that many gunfights? I rather see your sheep, your chickens, your cows. See a homestead. Let's see a way that you can extend your food supply. If you're in the big cities, maybe 2024 is the time that you need to start thinking about and planning getting out. Problem with a high population zone is they don't produce, they consume. Most big cities, people aren't producing food, they're consuming it. Your local house, you might have a garden, you got chickens, you got your sheep, you might have some chickens. Got roosters? Most HOAs won't allow that. First, and second off, you're dealing with an HOA. Can you put up an IBC tote in your backyard without any problems? I know in the, Colorado, Eastern California, Colorado doesn't let you have IBC. You can't collect rainwater. Okay. Thank you, Your Highness. I shall bow down to the crown. We peasants would like to collect rainwater. That's why I got up. And I know everyone has an excuse of why they're going to stay. Cool. You do you, boo. Okay? Where there's a will, there's a way. Period. Plain and simple. So, you should make plans for acquiring more food, ways to produce more food, ways to store and filter water. You should be working on training, getting the proper training for medical, whether it's through Refuge Medical or any other company, okay? Make sure it is quality medical training. Top of that, got your CCW. Have you taken an actual course? Not just going to the range, shooting, standing still at paper target, pop, shoot, move, communicate skills. Are you working with your group? Do you have a group? I'm the lone wolf. I can do it all myself. No, you can't. Pull your head out of your ass. You can't lone wolf it. I don't care who you are. You're not Rambo. You're not John Wayne. Plain and simple. You know the cool thing about Navy SEALs and Force Recon? They get resupplied. Yeah, there's 6 of them. It's not one. There's more than one. They also get a resupply. You know what you don't have is a way to have a resupply, especially if you're in a high population zone. Start thinking about that. Also, can you move? So I posted another video, very few, 5 people watched it, cool, on a flow chart of your preparedness. First one, fitness. And we're not talking about fitness, pizza, whole pizza in your mouth. You know, if you're still losing fights with donuts, you're definitely going to lose the fights to the Panamanian, North Korean, freaking Ukrainian paratroopers. Okay? Plain and simple. Start working out. Move. Change your diet. Carnivore, keto. I don't care if you become a vegan. Change your diet. Lose weight. Get in better shape. Bulk up. And I'm not talking bodybuilder bulk. You know, Branch Warren was a badass in his day. Jay Cutler, same thing. Not the football player, bodybuilder. Ronnie Coleman, nothing but a peanut. I admire those guys back in the day. That's what got me lifting. That's what got me really focused on that. Now I'm just looking just to be lean and mean again. Like I said, at my biggest, I was almost 300 pounds. I was 278. That's almost 300. I'm down to 240. We're going to say 245. The holidays have been really, really mean to me. Where do I start? Andy Frisella, 75 hard. Do it. You can do it. There's a fitness program for you. 75 hard. Okay? Do something. You have to be in shape. You need to do your stuff. Okay? Now, after fitness, start looking into actual training. Yes, get someone actual high quality firearms training. You're going to need to be able to do self-defense. I know I rag on you guys about focusing on guns, but let's really get real. You're not going to need them as much as you think, but you still are going to probably need them. What are the 3 things that can cause bad things? People behaving badly, starvation, and medical. After your firearm training, or even before, get proper medical training. If you don't have an IFAC when you go to the range, you're wrong. Plain and simple, you're wrong. You should have a personal first aid kit when you go to the range. Okay? Medical training, firearm training. After that, during this, not I did this, I did that. You could do something in the same week. Friday I had my medical. Saturday I go down and shoot, or Sunday I go down and shoot. Me personally, I don't, at Friday evening, Saturday evening, I don't do anything. I don't work. Fellowship. Yep. For me, this is a little different. That's Shabbat. Day of rest. 6 days ye show labor. Oh no, he's bringing religion in. Deal with it. Welcome to the channel. You should constantly be working on developing your MAG, your mutual assistance group, your tribe, your community, those that you can work with. You should have 12 to 15 good men that you can count on. I don't have that many. Get 2 to 3 to start with. These are I'm ready. I'm up. These are those that on a moment's notice can get up. Not everyone in your tribe is going to be that. There are going to be those that just don't. They sit back, they handle comms, they snap peas, they help the women around camp. Oh, that was mean. No, women got great tasks to do. They're our support. Okay? If there is a strong woman in your group, she can be part of your 12 to 15 good men. Period. You want to be able to have a quick reaction force. Those guys, those men and women, those 12 to 15 men that are up. They get that signal notification. They get that ham notification. They're out the door in less than 5 minutes. Are you that person? Can you get out the door in less than 5 minutes? Do you have your quick reaction bag? Do you have your kit bag? Do you have your get home bag? Oh my God. Yeah, there are different bags. Okay. For example, I have my get home bag. It's nothing. I work 8 miles away. And if a lot of things go well, I work where I live. I'm going remote. So I have my get home bag. I also have my kit bag, which has all my gear in the event I have to move, to assist, where I have to help with an extraction. Right? I have my search and rescue bag. 2 different things. In search and rescue, I don't have body armor. I don't have I do have a bump helmet with search and rescue because, things fall, search and rescue. You get my point. I have a search and rescue bag. I have, my kit bag is what I would consider a deployment bag. And that's specifically set up. And this is going to lead into some more videos this year about setting up a search and rescue bag, setting up a deployment kit. You have your stuff ready. Need to focus on these. Are you adding more food and not just buying My Patriot supply? Talking about actually adding, your grains, your 750 pounds of grains, rice, beans, wheat, corn. Do you have a grinder? What are you? And honestly, guys, you can't buy your way to preparedness. You have to use this stuff. You have to learn it. Get your comms plan set up. If you don't have a comms plan, how are you going to communicate? Shoot, move, communicate. Kofifi. Yeah. Oh my God, he's drinking coffee and an energy drink. That's who I am, guys. It's a squirrel brain, ADHD. Okay. I finally come down to the conclusion that I'm actually accepting it, that I do have at least ADD. I have ADHD. It's better than your normal HD. Squirrel. So, have your comms plan. You have to have a way to communicate with each other, whether using WhatsApp. I wouldn't use WhatsApp. I'm going to say Signal. There's another one that's supposed to be really, really good. Jack Carr talks about it as well. He used to promote Signal. Now he's promoting another one. Great stuff. Don't be using Messenger or Google stuff. Have planned outings. Do hard things together. As both my pastors say, Pastor Joe Fox and Pastor Bear, do the hard things together. That way you can learn if Johnny is a pain in the ass on Tuesday, he's most likely going to be a pain in the ass in Doomsday. You want to figure out who you can get along with. Are there people that you're working with in your group that are just, I hate to say the term, but a boat anchor? What contribution are your people making? So, your group, you're really good people. Sorry, got a little notification about something popped up in the emergency feed here. Breaking news. Not that important. So you want to make sure that those 12 to 15 good people, they're ready. You can count on them. You build your tribe. Okay? So we have fitness, firearms, medical, building your food, building your tribe, your communications. We want to go back to your communications. You want to make sure you have a solid communication line. And with that is anything, pardon me, anything from your Signal app to your ham radio. And as an example, book code. I know people are like, one-time pad. Whatever. Unless you're really high security people within military, you don't need a one-time pad. Don't save your damn money. Make a basic book code. We're not that important. I mean, it might get to a point where it's like, we really need to know what they're going on, and they may send, government officials after you. Doubt it. Make your plan to get out of the high population areas. Seriously, make your plan. You got to get out of the high population areas. You produce. You consume. You don't produce. High population areas consume. Rural is where the production is. And you have to have a way to produce food. You have to make it redo. You're not going to be able to go to stores, okay? Had a nice little discussion about the existential threat. It's not China, it's not Russia, it's not North Korea. It is bad actors crossing our southern border. What was it? 16 people, 19 people killed 3,000 people on 9/11. Look at all the damage that was caused. Look at all the rights that you lost as a citizen with the so-called Patriot Act. That was more harm than anything over the years. All it's going to take is a couple bad actors. 6 substations. Grid's gone. Grid's gone. Or, while we're busy dealing with bad actors, a pocket dirty bomb, couple cities, then the government cracks down, sends the United States into a potential civil war because, we want to be fighting our fellow citizen. Man, I can't wait for the civil war. Really, you can't wait to actually go after your fellow citizen, your neighbor? Rethink that one. That one kind of actually bothers me, that people are actually excited about possibly taking out their neighbor. Where does that put you? Creates a civil war. Us versus them versus us. And on top of that, guys, you can't consider, of course, most people watching this, you're the patriots. Hate to break it to you, there's a lot of patriots on the left too. They love their country. They just don't agree with everything you agree with. Think about that too. So, even within the Republican Party, can't agree on everything. That party's split. The Democrat Party is split. Even Libertarian is split. It's going to be a free-for-all. It's not going to be North versus South. It's going to be everyone for whatever. It's going to be a shit show. It's not going to be a civil war like we're used to or we know from history. It's going to be probably more like the fall of Russia. Russian Revolution, 80s. Probably going to be more like that. Argentina. Instead of reading a prepper fiction book, pick up an actual book on history when a country fell. Argentina, Venezuela, Russia. During that time, we're weakened as a nation. Oh, here comes China. We're going to help you. Next thing you know, here's the UN helping. Here's China helping. Yeah. What a freaking rabbit hole that is. Well, that's just my opinion. We'll go with that. But are you prepared for this? Because if the grid goes down, they even said, and I know we jumped to the grid now, we're just going on a timeline. They've said it would take 2 to 7 years to actually get it restarted if it ever went down. Do you have enough food for 7 years? Can you reproduce your food for 7 years? Are your chickens able to make chickens? Are your sheep able to make sheep? Get rural. Come out of her, my people, or you shall partake in her plagues and sins. That's religious. GTFO. There you go. That's basically what that means. A prudent man foresees danger and hides himself. It's not a cowardly saying. It's like, oh shit, there's going to be a food shortage. I should stack some food. Yeah. So what other things can you plan for 2024 that you should be focusing on? Always be working on your preps. Also, this is one of the most important things. This is so important. This is like the number one. And it took 20 minutes to get here. Focus on happiness. Don't focus on the destruction of this and this falling. It's going to eat you alive. We don't fear. We have concern. We don't let that fear or concern overwhelm us. We want to perpetuate normalcy. We want to help teach normalcy to those around us. We do not want to perpetuate fear. This channel's never been about that clickbait fear mongering. It's about practical, sensible resiliency. Lasting. My Patriot Food Supply, great. Nutrient survival, great. Can't just live off of those. A case of MREs, can't live off of those. You gotta have your grains. You gotta have your livestock. You gotta have your garden. My God, you gotta have vegetables and fruits. You have to have a way to reproduce. You have to have a way to be able to do this stuff. That's your fitness. You have to have a way to protect it. That's actual training. Watching Grand Thumb is not training. Gets you thinking about stuff. But his job is to get you to spend money on other shit. Okay? Find a really good trainer in your area. You got to be able to do it. I know at least 3 really good training facilities in Colorado. Top notch. Okay? They can still train there. Wyoming. Have 2 really good guys. I also have, I want to say Texas. I think he's out of Texas. Well, I know 2 in Tennessee. There's another group out of Texas, but they bounce around. Get good training. You want really good training? Carl, tactical rifleman, Tennessee. Jaeger. Oh, goodness gracious, I cannot. Tactical Response in Camden, Tennessee. And while you're there, check out not a good friend, an online buddy. Someone that I've talked to online. John Willis with SOE. Great gear, great company. Make it a priority to go to self-reliance and preparedness events. Become more active in your church. This is how you get to know more people. Everything lines up, folks. Everything lines up. And we're back to our longer shows. I hope most of you are sticking with this. So, 2024, brand new year. What are your goals? What new skills are you going to learn? What old skills are you going to get better at? Oh, I don't need any training. Yeah, you do. You always need to train. You always need to refresh. You always need to refresh. Rebuild that knowledge. I used to be really good at technology back in 2005. And I was teaching college. That's almost 20 years that I haven't, I kept up with it somewhat, but not much. So I'm relearning a lot of tech stuff because I'm getting back in the tech field and it coming back like that. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that. We're good. been a while. It's been a month or two since I've done a medical class. Maybe I should refresh that. Make sure you got to, because in the event of a car accident, which you're most likely to be involved with or witness as a car accident than a gunfight, do you know how to properly add that tourniquet? Do you know how to assess a victim? Is there multiple victims? Do you know how to triage? Oh, wow, this person's got a bad cut across their head. Person in the back seat's got a femoral bleed and they're bleeding out. You don't know how to handle a massive hemorrhage. So you're like, oh my God, and you start CPR. Yeah, I know some of you might be laughing at that, but unfortunately a doctor, his wife got shot. And she had a femoral bleed from the gunshot ripped through her leg. Her husband, a doctor, started performing CPR to save her life. He failed because when you do CPR, you're forcing the blood round and round. And if there's an opening for it to go out, it caused her to die faster. Because you always go to your lowest level of training, not your highest. Learn medical. Okay? So, we're going on 26, almost 30 minutes of you guys listening to me yammer. I'm not as popular as, say, Mike Glover or John Lovell. Hopefully you stuck around for this long. Please like, share, subscribe. Be sure to check out my affiliates. Greatly appreciated. Those of you that have been using the affiliates, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's wonderful. You do not know how much that has actually come in handy and basically kept my lights on. So I greatly appreciate that. Bless you for that. Thank you. It's heartwarming to know that you would actually click one of my links. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Blackout coffee. Yeah, come on. But with the new year, as I like to say, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. May you have a wonderful new year. Don't get so wrapped up in preparedness that it robs you of your happiness. Gotta find something that you like. Gotta find something that you love. But keep your head on a swivel. Watch your six. As always, peace and love. I'm out. Shalom.